Hi there, and welcome to this bonus episode of the Gazette's Hockey Inside Out Show. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette, and I'm joined by my regular partners here, former Canadiens teammates and 1986 Stanley Cup champions, Chris Nilan and Rick Green. Rick, there's been some rumblings out of Los Angeles that Phillip Danault might be looking for a trade from the Kings. Would you consider, if you were Kent Hughes, would you consider bringing him back here to Montreal?
Why not? It's, at what cost? And he's obviously struggling. He hasn't scored a goal in 29 games, so he's not really doing what they're hoping he would do. So, as we know, sometimes change of scenery. He knows coming back to Montreal what Montreal's all about. He had some success, but dollars and cents come into the picture. The old bottom line is cost, and whether or not he would like to return back to his homeland is a big question versus staying south of the border. But I'm quite sure the phone is ringing on a number of people throughout the league that are maybe looking for a change of scenery, and he just is maybe one that's in that group, and you'd have to consider it.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't really want to leave Montreal. He was upset with the way contract negotiations went with Marc Bergevin, and some of the stuff was leaked, and I know that upset him. As you mentioned, Rick, no goals in his first 29 games. He's 32 years old. One more year left on his contract with a $5.5 million cap hit. Knuckles, you've talked about defensively how bad the Canadiens have been. Would he be a guy who could help them if they bring him back?
Yeah, he sure could. I think, again, 1 year, you bring him back for 1 year and see what he does. It depends what you have to give up for him, right?
Yeah.
And otherwise I would plow ahead with what they're doing. Again, I certainly like him as a player. He's good in the face-offs. He's responsible, all that stuff. Could he be that fourth line centerman? Yeah, but face-off guy, penalty killer, great, but. It's a lot of money, too, for that. We're just talking about Brendan Gallagher, 32 years old, right?
Yeah.
33. He's 32. He'll be 33 in February. So, guys get old fast.
They do, and you wonder, though, Rick, Danault and Gallagher both struggling. Maybe if you reunite them again, you maybe light a spark. What do you think?
I don't know about that. It's, your body reaches a point where, maybe you mentally think you can do it, but your body doesn't respond the same way. So it's a normal type of feel as guys get older into their 30s. It's just not happening the way it was happening before, and they just can't do the things that gave them success before. And maybe it would, reignite a little spark. But I don't believe for long, because the age factor does not go away, and it gets worse before it gets better.
I remember Knuckles talking with a former NHL GM. He's telling me that part of their analytics that they did was looking at how guys what their drop off is after like age 32, 33, whatever. From your experience, is there an age like where you say guys get old? Is there a certain age where that happens, or does it depend on the guy?
It can depend on the guy, but honestly, I don't think forwards can really be effective and play after the age of 34. I just don't think. The odd time, yes. I get defensemen can play longer. I get that. But, 34 years old. Listen, the bodies, you get out there, there's going to be a lot of nights you're not going to feel great. One. That wears on you mentally, whether you want to admit it or not. It does. You get in your head. You're like, you're coming. You know it's coming. It's like, come on. When I turn 99, I know I'm close to death. Okay? Because I'm going to live to 100. So I know when I get around 99, 98, I'm going to be like, shit, it's coming to an end. I'm getting there. So same thing with the hockey when you're 34.
And it's true about the defenseman. The longevity was greater back in the time, and I used to always approach it. The longevity was about, okay, I got to make sure that I keep my goal scoring down to about 2 so that they will expect 3 the following year. So, you know,
That and you were fit as a fiddle. You had a washboard.
Well, my buddy Anthony Martineau from TVA Sports showed me a picture that Zachary Bolduc's dad had sent him, and it's Bolduc when he's about 10 years old getting an autograph from Brendan Gallagher. And now they're teammates. I mean, did you guys have any similar experiences like that? And you go, oh my God, this kid's, how young are these guys now?
well, I mean, I look around the league and I hear names. I go, that's his kid, the kid that I played with, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. And
No, it's his grandkid.
That time wheel goes pretty quick, but, you know, it's part of it. And, you know, there's some really good players. And, you know, it's always interesting because a lot of the guys that kids are playing, there's that extra pressure for them to do things similar to their parents, what their parents did, but it doesn't always happen that way.
So Knuckles, you're talking about the age thing. Like, when did you, what made you realize it was almost over? Is it your legs, I guess? Or is it, can you just not, is there something that you go, oh boy, this isn't working anymore?
When I was getting punched in the head more than usual. No. Yeah, you know, that little dreaded half step, the quickness, that little jump, you know, some games you're out in the warm-up skating around going, where are my legs, you know? Like, you know, that would happen the odd time when you were younger, but it increases as you age. And yeah, like I said, once you're in your head and you start questioning yourself, it gets difficult. You know, you come back to the bench, you know, you got a point blank shot, the goalie saved, you're like, oh, fuck, I should have had that. What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe he wasn't as quick as he thought he was on that one, you know, stuff like that. It's like, yeah, you get in there and you start realizing some things, and you don't want to admit to them, but you have to, and you will eventually because you'll be out the door.
A little different for a defenseman, Rick. What was it like for you at the end when you said, oh boy, this is...
Yeah, near the end, it was like you continue to block shots, but unlike before, they would bounce off of you or would go off your skate. Now, it wouldn't necessarily go off your skate. It would end up cracking your foot. And, you know, it's like going, oh, you know, here we go. And then it's like the reality is it's time to move on. I'm not going to continue to try and do what gave me success before, because I just can't do it.
Well, it's good you guys can still do this with us. We love having you guys here every week. That's it for this bonus episode. We'll have another one coming up over the next few days, so you can look for that. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. And in case you didn't already know, Hockey Inside Out is now available also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can find us there.